In this video, we were looking at hire purchase. Now, hire purchase is something that you all may have heard about before, but probably didn't know that the name or the term was hire purchase. And hire purchase is a very popular topic that students do for their SPA in maths. And you would see why, because it's so very easy to get information, to work out your calculations, and so on. So let's look at what is hire purchase. So hire purchase is an agreement for buying goods or buying expensive goods, I just should say, where the buyer makes an initial deposit followed by monthly or weekly installments. And there's a formula to calculate hire purchase. Very easy formula. The formula for hire purchase is right here. Hire purchase is equal to the deposit plus the monthly installments. Sometimes instead of the word deposit, we like to use the word down payment sometimes instead of deposit. They both mean the same thing, down payment, deposit. And sometimes instead of saying monthly installments, you might see the term monthly payments. Again, both mean the same thing, right? So hire purchase, you have to make a deposit and plus monthly installments. So for example, let's say you want to purchase a new refrigerator, right? Because you want at home spoiled. So sometimes a refrigerator could be very expensive. So sometimes if you don't have all the money to pay cash, what the different stores would offer you is, okay, pay a little down payment, and then every month for a certain amount of months you'll pay a sum. So for example, with the refrigerator, supposing you are told to make a deposit or down payment of $1,000, and they tell you, all right, for the next 15 months make a $500 monthly installment. So that means first month you pay 500, the second you pay 500, they keep on paying that monthly installment and monthly payment until 15 months is up, right? And normally your hire purchase price is always more than your cash price, right? So ideally, people say, if you have the cash, pay for it in cash. But if it, instead of paying on hire purchase, because hire purchase at the end of the day, you're going to pay a little more, right? But somehow some of us don't have that option to pay cash. That's why we opt, or we decide, okay, let me take the hire purchase plan. So I pay a little bit every month or every week as the plan may have it offered. So let's look at this example here. Steve wants to buy a guitar, right? And the cost of the guitar is $1,240. He can't pay this lump sum, but he can pay by monthly installments. He agrees to pay a deposit of 5% of the cost price, and after he makes a deposit, he then will make 12 monthly installments of $110 every month. We want to work out how much Steve will pay for the guitar when he pays by monthly installments. So let's look at the information. Firstly, we need to remember our hire purchase formula, right? Which was stated before. Hire purchase is the deposit plus the monthly installment or monthly payments, right? So firstly, let's calculate that deposit. The deposit was that 5% of the cost price. So 5% of the cost price will give me 5% here multiply by $1,240. And then you could just use a calculator, right? 5 into 5, 5 into 120. And that's why I end up getting 1 times 1,240 all over 20 by 1. And when we use our calculator, we will get $62, right? So the deposit Steve has to make is $62. This is his deposit, right? And then they also said, let's go back, they also said it's 12 monthly payments of $110. So his monthly installments or monthly payments is 12 by 110. So his total monthly installment is $1,320. Then we have to calculate our hire purchase price because they want to know how much money he's going to pay, right? So the hire purchase is the deposit, which was the $62, plus his monthly installments, which is $1,320. So his total hire purchase price, or the total price he will pay for that guitar, right, when he pays using the monthly installments, the hire purchase option, is $1,382, right? So you find the deposit, and then you calculate the total monthly installments, and that's how you get your total hire purchase price. So let's look at this question here. This is from a CXC past paper. They said the cash price of a bicycle is $319.95. It can be bought on hire purchase by making a deposit of $69. So this is a deposit. And 10 monthly installments of $20.50 each. Part 1, they want us to find our total hire purchase price. So let's work that out on the side here. So the hire purchase, I'm just using HP to represent hire purchase, right? Hire purchase will be the deposit plus the monthly installments, right? Monthly installments. So the deposit, they told us what the deposit was. They said $69, so $69. And his monthly installments, he has to pay for 10 months, he has to pay $28.50. So we get $69, and then we'd have, this would work out to be $285, right? And what you have to do is just add the two figures. So $285 plus the 69. So his total hire purchase price would be the $354, right? Now, again, you could have worked out your monthly installments separately and then added it. I just did everything in one, right? You could do anything that you are comfortable with. So now, let's look at part 2. Calculate the difference between the total hire purchase price and the cash price. So remember, I told you all the hire purchase is always more than the cash price, right? So I will just put here difference would be my hire purchase price, take away my cash price. So let's work that out. My hire purchase is $354, and then my cash price, so we're subtracting the cash price, $319.95. All right, we borrow 1 from here, we get 3, we borrow 1 again. So 10 take away 5 is 5, 9 take away 9 is 0. 3 cannot take away 9, so we have to borrow again. So 13 take away 9 is 4, 4 take away 1 is 3. So the difference in the price between the hire purchase and the cash is $34.05. And then the last piece now that we want to work out. So let's work out our last piece here. So the last piece says, express your answer in part 2 as a percentage of the cash price. So the ones as a, so that means my cash price, and here the difference. So the difference in price over the cash price times 100 over 1. Right? This is how you're going to find it as a percentage. The difference is $34.05. The cash price was $319.95. And then we're just going to multiply 100 over 1, right? And again, you could use a calculator to work out this. So $34.05 divided by $319.95, right? And then we have to multiply by 100 over 1. We will get roughly 10.6%, right? Very easy question, very simple question. You just need to take your time to do it, right? And yes, you could use calculators. All right, the last hire purchase question we're looking at today. The cash price of a laptop is $1,299. It can be bought on hire purchase by making a deposit of $350 and 10 monthly payments of $120 each. So part 1, we're going to calculate the total hire purchase, right? So again, hire purchase HP is equal to deposit or down payment plus the monthly installments or monthly payments, right? So my deposit is $350 plus my monthly installments would be 10 multiplied by 120. So let's just simplify. 350 plus 10 by 120 will be 1,200. And then from there, we are just going to add and we will get $1,550, right? So you just use the formula for hire purchase and then you just put in the deposit, just they gave you the 350 and you calculate the monthly installment, just the amount of months multiplied by each payment you have to make per month, and then you just add the totals, right? And then part two, how much is saved by buying with cash. Again, buying by cash is always cheaper, right? So this how much is saved, so you can just write it as saved would be my cash price, and that will be 1,550 take away the 1,299, right? And you just subtract that and we would get $251. So $251 is saved, right? So again, I know I said it a million times already, purchasing an item on hire purchase will always be more than the cash price, right? So whenever you're working out a question with hire purchase, you should make sure and check, and you'd realize, okay, your hire purchase price should always be more than the cash price. If you ever get a question, your hire purchase is less, you should probably go and check back, right? And so that's it for hire purchase, and I'll see you all in my next video. Take care.